Hey everybody, Josh the RV Nerd here, Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan, with a just over 4,800 pound Avenger 26BH, or some model number like that. That's the floor plan I think of, in terms of model numbers anyway. Overall, I can't see any real problems with it. It was owned by some local folks, had a whole mess of kids, just needed more space and swapped up to a fifth wheel bunkhouse that they traded into. Power awning, it's a kind of a simple series trailer, but not the most entry-level thing I've ever seen. I think it's going to be a nice upgrade for someone who's had a pop-up, or if you've never had a camper. I don't care, actually. This is actually an interesting thing. Side note, so forget this camper for a minute. RVs just in general like this, I think are a really good option for someone whether you have kids or don't as a first-timer's RV. Because a floor plan like this, it's used, so you're not paying the new RV price tag. You can use something like this for a couple years to learn the ropes, trade out of it and swap into the thing you want without going neck deep rolling over your first loan into your second loan or something like that. This is a good fit. You got a half ton or say an equivalent sort of SUV like a Tahoe with a tow package or bigger, you're gonna be good. And man, the sunshine came out. It went from being just a comfortable, albeit a little bit muggy, cloudy day to suddenly being blinded by the light, revved up like a deuce, another runner in the night. It's kind of cozy, kind of quaint, you know, fun little family getting close together, kind of floor plan, getting, you know, to keep in contact with one another, make some memories with one another. That's what this one is right here. I mentioned this is not necessarily the total entry level series from Prime Time. It's called an Avenger Light or XL or something like that. I don't know. But like the extra cabinets that are up there, the better entertainment center, a few other things that you're going to see in this. This is a little bit more of a full featured RV, albeit a couple years older. Kind of keep that in mind. She is carpetless. You've got centralized heating through the floor. You've got centralized air through the ceiling, keeping you pretty comfortable. Spring, summer, fall. It is not made to be like an Arctic camper or anything like that. 6 cubic foot gas electric fridge freezer there with, you see, a little bonus drawer down below, and I like that wastebasket space below the sink. Good drawer space in this one. You see the previous owners added a simple, albeit very nicely executed and constructed, countertop extension that flips up right there. And as we pivot our way around a little bit above the dining, you can also see there's, I guess you call it like a full-length cabinet up here for storage as well. Now, if you take a seat on the sofa, this is kind of what you're going to see right here. So if you're on the sofa or if you're over here at the dinette, if it is a rainy day and you're stuck inside, you've got a pretty good shot at the entertainment center to get you through. I like how it's in that little privacy wall alcove, though. So, you know, you're not like bonking your head on it. It's actually back out of the way. There's storage below the dinette. The dinette and the sofa can fold down into bonus sleepers. So this thing can sleep 8, as long as a couple of those are smaller people. If you look this up in a brochure, it's going to say it sleeps 10. There's no way you're sleeping 2 people on a dinette and a sofa. I don't understand who first came up with that crap, but I wish that was never published out there. And I like this. So if you notice, this kind of matches that countertop extension. Some very nice woodwork here, stained very nicely. Frankly, probably stronger than the original RV construction that you're looking at here. This is also a split bath, which seems a little irregular if you've never had an RV before. You kind of are used to everything being fully enclosed into one room. But when it's split like this, somebody can be showering or using the potty, while somebody else can be brushing their teeth or washing their hands. And it is a separate sink dedicated away from the kitchen, so you're not washing your bathroom hands where your food's being prepped. Pink eye. Actually, that probably wouldn't be pink eye. It'd be like diphtheria or something. I don't know. It'd be bad. What I'm saying is you just don't have to worry about it here. I like that campsite window too, so you can slide the window open and bark at the kids when they're slapping each other or something like that. Every now and then you gotta let them just kind of beat each other up a little bit so that they learn how to deal with it. But every now and then you gotta tell one of the kids to ring it in. You took it a little too far. See, I was the little brother. I was player 2. I was Luigi growing up, which might explain a lot of things about me now that you've heard that. But I learned I actually could use my little brother status to my advantage, because Big Brother's job was to watch me the entire time. As the little brother, well, if I wanted to sort of change the scenario or you know, change the balance of the of power in the relationship, instead of Big Brother watching me, I could always just cry and say that he didn't or he hit me. And Mom and Dad just tended to believe me, because that's the kind of stuff my brother would do, even if he didn't do it. Anybody else? Anyway, now that is not the original backbreaker, you know, Camp Queen. That is, you can see, a 60 by 80 residential pillow top memory foam kind of. No, that's not memory foam. That's innerspring right there. Now you're gonna notice the outside of this thing looks fantastic. The outside looks basically new. It was stored in a barn. Like I said, folks were local folks. They were farmers. They had a big barn that they could just park stuff in over the winter when they weren't using it. So this has not spent a lot of storage time out in the Michigan Midwestern weather. Huge pass through. Holy crap, Batman. Some folks, bigger folks, by the way, you might find that you need to build some kind of underbed, what do I want to say, like support across that gap right there, just if you are a little bit larger. There are some folks that I've seen report that before. Power awning makes setting up camp pretty darn simple. I think I would swap a power tongue jack onto this to make hooking up to my weight distribution system and setting and all that stuff a little bit simpler. But man, from over here, everything's looking good. Tires included. No funky wear patterns there, no dry rotting, no like flat spots from long-term storage and improper inflation or anything like that. Everything looking good. And I tell you, one of the probably most unsung features, but very useful features on this RV, I camp in basically the Jayco version of this, a J-Flight SLX 264BH. And the one thing that didn't have when I got into the one that I'm using currently is that outside utility shower. The newer ones now having that, I believe. That is one of those things, like I have a Y splitter hooked up to the park water spigot, and that pretty much gets me through, but it's cold water only. There are some times when you're rinsing off, it is nice to have a little bit of hot water pumping out of that thing right there. Now notice too, below the bunks, we've also got a nice storage compartment. So we had big storage up front under the master bed. This is not a camp kitchen model, but there's a lot of people who specifically on camp kitchens say, man, can I get one with just storage under the bunks? And you know what I thought of? If you knocked out one of those panels over there in that corner, you could easily convert this into like a little dog or cat kennel kind of situation. So if you need trades, you need hitching, if this is your first one, you need us to kind of go through and show you how a little bit of this stuff works, give us a call, let us know what you need. We'll get you camping. We're family owned and operated. We'd love the chance to work with you when you're ready. So take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy Haylett camping, everyone.